and welcome to today's video. This video is the winter themed book tag, and yeah, I'm really excited for it. We're just going to answer the questions that are in the tag and talk about them, talk about the books that come up, and have a good old chatty taggy time. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy. The winter themed book tag was originally created by Marissa Wrights, and it actually was originally like a blog post rather than a video post, and I will have that linked in the description below if you do want to check out the original. But that is all the housekeeping that's needed. Let's just get into actually talking about the books and the questions. So yeah, question number 1. Falling snow. The colours of winter are muted. Choose a book that has whites, light blues and greys on the cover. Now, I don't have a perfect book for this. However, I've picked 3 out that I think are pretty close. So the 3 that I've picked out are Airy by S.E. Wendell, Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, and The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. If we look at Airy, there's a lot of like blues and whites, and if it wasn't for the people on this being so big, I do think it would be a pretty perfect cover for this and just some muted tones. The background itself is just this like wintry forest, you know, feeling, frost going around. So I think this is a pretty good option, but I wasn't 100% confident in it. So we also have Throne of Glass, which gives us again those whites and those kind of like bluey greys in the background. And again, I think this fits kind of like equally as well as the first one, in just kind of like those dull, you know, you definitely get like cold vibes looking at it. And then last but not least, this one has all the colours, but it also has additional stuff that I feel like kind of takes away from it. So it has the whites, it has the greys, and it has like the blue tone throughout. This is Queen of Nothing, the 3rd book in the Cruel Prince series. But it does have this very like black iridescent snake here. It does have a lot of cold, and most worryingly it has this red, which I don't believe is meant to depict blood, but I feel like just looking at it, you know, it really does add that like feel to it. So yeah, those are the 3 that I'm picking for this. I feel like they all kind of work equally as well, just not 100%. If I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Airy, because even though the people are so big, it really just gives those winter vibes everywhere else. But yeah, those are 3 choices. Question number 2. Crackling Fire. Colder weather makes for the perfect time to sit by a crackling fire in the fireplace. What book is the best to curl up next to a warm fire with? And honestly, I don't read that much cozy, so it wasn't that difficult to choose. Like the book where I literally sat there reading at the start of this year, it was like winter time still, but it was the start of this year, and I sat there with a fake fireplace on the TV and sat there reading for like a few days, is Legends and Lattes. And I honestly think this is kind of the perfect book to choose. It just has those warm cozy vibes, but also has those kind of like wintry vibes. Like I definitely would recommend reading this over the winter months, and it's, yeah, it's cozy, it's nice, it's just a very lovely time, and I think it does give you those perfect crackling fire, like cold cozy feels. So yeah, I'm going with Legends and Lattes. Question number 3. Ice Storm. Winter storms can be brutal. What book do you love that takes the characters through a brutal season? So the way I read this is brutal season as in like it could be taking our characters through a brutal time. When I read this question out to my boyfriend, he thought like it had to be a book that was like a brutal season in the more like literal sense of like the season that was happening was brutal. But I took it more like figuratively in like just like a brutal time. So the one I'm going to go with is The Crown of Oaths and Curses. This is the 1st book in a new series by J. Bree called The Mortal Fates. Oh, so much happened in this book, especially I would say like female main character in this book is just not having an amazing time. It is pretty brutal. We are going through a lot of things. We are continuously going through these things that are just not amazing. So yeah, this is definitely the book I choose. If you've read it, I feel like you understand the pick, and if you haven't read it, I would highly recommend it. Question number 4. Winter Wishes. Spending more time indoors allows more time to dream and wish. What character is living a life that you dream about? Now look, the type of books I read we don't really get those vibes, you know. As much as I think living these characters' lives would be amazing, most of the books I read, the potential of dying is quite high, so I'm not really looking at that vibe. However, there is a series called the Tea Dragon Society. This is the third book in the series, called the Tea Dragon Tapestry, and it is a very lovely graphic novel series with some like absolutely amazing artwork in so many different like colours, and it's so vibrant and it's absolutely lovely and amazing. And essentially in this world of the Tea Dragon Society, one of the jobs that quite a few people have is they look after a tea dragon, which I think they remind me quite a lot of cats, but they're essentially these tiny little dragons that have little things coming out the top of their heads, and you know, the dragons need to be taken care of, and the better they're taken care of, the more like tea will be grown out their head. So you have like a chamomile dragon and like other types of dragons, and like, you know, like this one here is ginseng, and if we find another one, I can't easily find another one because this is a book review, I don't want to spoil it, but essentially like, all the dragons are different teas, right? And then better taken care they are, the more of that will like grow and flourish. And it's literally these people's jobs to make sure these dragons are living their best lives, and that sounds great to me. Sounds absolutely great. It's like lovely people looking after cute little animals, and yeah, can't imagine anything better than that. If I could live like that, be perfect. Question number 5. Lip balm and lotion. Soothing dry skin is part of the winter for many. What book is full of soothing and comforting words? For me, I've gone for Mooncakes. This is a really lovely book that has a lot of lovely things to say throughout. It is just very accepting and easy and like community based, and I can't remember any exact quotes, but just the overall vibes throughout it, it was that kind of like soothing, lovely little time. It is just very lovely. I feel like there's a lot of healing in this book. There's a lot of like acceptance. There's just a lot of lovely things, and it's just this really lovely graphic novel where, you know, everyone in it is there for each other, looking out for each other, and it's just, yeah, it'll definitely soothe. I feel like this is a good choice. And then last but not least, question number 6. Peppermint mocha. What is your go-to winter food or drink for those reading marathons of winter? No, I don't really have anything. When it gets super cold, I do occasionally have like a nice hot chocolate, and my first hot chocolate of like the actual like winter cozy season, like once, you know, the house is decorated and stuff, is I will get one of the candy canes off the tree, and my first hot chocolate of like the December months, I'll put the candy cane in the hot chocolate, and it'll be like a peppermint hot chocolate. Well, yeah, it doesn't happen often, we're talking a couple a year, but that's the only drink I can really think of because I'm not really a hot drink person. And then as for food, there is a brand in Tesco called Wicked, and there is like a Wicked mac and cheese, and it's hardly ever in stock. It's actually quite difficult to get. I'd say that, you know, we do a weekly shop. We most weeks end up going to Tesco for like at least some of it, and it's there maybe like 1 in 3 times, and it's hardly ever on club card price, but when it is and when it's there, it is absolutely amazing. So that is definitely what I would choose as my like food options. Yeah, that was all the questions. I really do hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the tag. I think you'll have already seen a couple of these by the time this video is out, and I have a couple of more coming your way as well. It just seems like the right sort of cozy season to do these tags and just talk about books and have a cozy lovely time. So I really hope that you enjoyed it. Please do give the video a like if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!